So these are the potential utilizers of the corridor. A lot of representation here. We have official letters of intent now from Penn-Mar. The CEO of Penn-Mar himself has written us a letter of intent and support. We have a letter from the Boys and Girls Club of Westminster saying that they support the project. We have a letter from Spectrum Support Services. They're not mentioned on this slide, but they also have residents and programs here in Westminster. They would utilize it. And then we have just word came in this afternoon that the Director of Special Education for Carroll County Public Schools, Nicholas Shockney, has committed to sending us a letter of intent as well for using the autonomous shuttle services if they prove to be a cost-efficient option for Carroll County Public Schools special needs students. There we go, right there. So the special needs community has come out in force thanks to Vince Brusio, the efforts of Vince Brusio, who's the parent of an autistic child himself. He's a real estate agent in town. Many of you know him. He developed a comic book with his daughter, famously, anyway, about COVID. And he has taken upon himself to go out and explain and present the autonomous corridor project to the organizations that he's involved in. And the response from them has been overwhelming. It's why we have a letter of intent from the CEO of Penn-Mar. It's why we have a letter of support from Spectrum Support, so on and so forth. And, you know, as I mentioned before, you know, we have Carroll County Public Schools Special Education Director also making that commitment now too. So not only are they facing labor shortages among their own transportation options, but then the transportation options that currently exist demand that they maintain their own fleets. If they didn't have to maintain their own fleets, that would be a huge cost savings for them. Cost savings that could be passed on to the city through access to the autonomous corridor shuttles. They will be ADA compliant. So we are talking about fully ADA compliant vehicles for this population. Families of adult special needs kids will be looking for real estate in this corridor because they want equitable access to transportation for their adult children. And then future extensions of the corridor could actually connect these communities to be more engaged with downtown Westminster as a destination, meaning as we go outside the corridor, outside the city, you'll have more people coming to the city because of the availability of that, because the corridor is bringing them to the city. Next slide, please.